Namaste, welcome everyone. This is Kata here, and this is the third day of my Myofascial Yin Yoga challenge. I hope you are doing well, actually that you are doing better and better, more and more energized and loose in your body. And we will continue the journey today by giving you even more energy and more of a release, recharging ourselves through the power of Yin and also through the power of some trigger points and acupressure points. So we will start today with this sitting position in Hero Vajrasana. If you can sit on your heels, that's great. If you can't, you can always use a block and place it between your feet. Maybe even 2 blocks if you need it, or a bolster, right? So it's always important that we find solutions for everyone. I'm showing it from the side. And just give yourself a little moment to just arrive, to settle, to relax your shoulders, to bring your awareness onto your body, onto your physical sensations. Taking a little time to arrive here. Dropping any weights off your shoulders, relaxing your face muscles, releasing your jaw, your tongue in your mouth. And then also you can just have both of your hands resting on your thighs or on your knees. And allow your palms, your fingers to relax, to soften. Allow your belly to soften. Having just a soft, natural breath. And consciously choosing to be present, to arrive here, and releasing everything else that may keep you busy. And taking this time as a nourishment for you, for your own vitality. So important that we invest in ourselves, that we invest time, energy, attention, nourishment into ourselves. And then we can just have our hands come into Yoni Mudra, simplified Yoni Mudra, which I love to use because it's just very simple and very feminine, nourishing. Also the lower belly, right, our feminine organs. So you can just have a downward pointing triangle connecting the thumbs and place it at your lower belly. If you want, you can have the thumbs meeting at the navel, and then from there you take it down. And just feel the gentle touch of your own hands on your belly. And allow your belly to soften even more here. feeling how with every inhalation your belly gently rises, and how with every exhalation the belly softens. And let this mudra, let this breath, let this moment just gently take you home to you. Inviting a gentle, kind energy, a welcoming energy for yourself and for everything that you are right now. And then from here, we're going to take our hands, and this time just measure what is 2 fingers for you, and then from the navel downwards make that 2 fingers, and you will find a point there. If you want, you can press with the 2 index fingers or just 1 finger, but in one line with the navel, just press that point. And maybe it's sensitive, maybe not. It's a very nourishing point. It's connecting us to our feminine energy, the conception vessel 6 point. It's connecting us to a lot of our feminine organs and deeply nourishing yin energy. Notice what is happening as you press this point. Maybe your breath goes deeper. Maybe you feel a sense of release or relaxation coming in, or more grounding. And let's just have the last 3 breaths here. And maybe you feel like having a gentle sigh at the end. From here we can slowly release. Maybe it feels nice to have a little shoulder roll. And then slowly we can just come onto hands and knees. If you feel like you can have a little fluid somatic move, just really gently feeling what your body needs in order to feel a little bit looser or more nourished. Nothing too dynamic, nothing too drastic. It's more like a gentle, loving, fluid caress of all the body parts. And then from here, maybe it's nice to have your block nearby as well. We will tuck our toes under And slowly we're going to move ourselves back into a toe squat. See if this is doable for you, right? We're giving quite a strong stretch for the plantar fascia on the foot sole. And of course, well, it can be intense. Maybe it's intense on your knees. You can just have maybe your hands on a block, or even coming higher up, maybe just having your hands at the waist so that there is less pressure on your toes. Or actually just come back here, right? You can push a little bit back, let your hips sink more back. So actually it is more intense than just being here in all fours. But if it's doable for you, you can just also be here and just calmly breathe through it. Right? Don't go into any aggression or aggressive push. Don't fight the intensity, try to soften into it, and really have that in mind that with that we are just actually helping our bodies. There's no forcing needed. With every inhalation we can keep breathing in nourishment, and with every exhalation releasing what we don't need right now. By stretching the foot soles, actually we activate again the kidneys, filling us up with vitality. Maybe you can feel that too. And if it's too intense for you, at any moment you can come out, maybe have a little break and then go back into it. This is quite a booster pose, right? For spring, if you want to remove any stuck energies from our legs, from our roots, and let the energy move up, this is wonderful. And we're just going to stay here another 3 breaths. And then slowly, eventually coming down. You can tap your feet against the floor. Maybe shake even your ankles out a little bit. And we will do the counter pose for this, which is the ankle stretch. Maybe you can sit on your heels. Maybe you can even take your knees off the floor and just balance here. If the ankles are hurting, then you can place a blanket underneath your feet. You could also just consider to sit here if this is too much either for the ankles or either way. And just having also here a couple of breaths, trying to soften, breathe calmly, observe the sensations, welcome the sensations. Try to not resist anything, just observe and discover. And let's just have the last 3 breaths here. Observe what is changing. And eventually with a nice long full exhale, slowly coming out. Again, maybe you feel like shaking a little bit, tapping, or even coming out into a downward dog. Just gently walking it out as a little counter pose.
And slowly you can walk forward. And you can just place your legs in front of you. Maybe it feels nice to lean back a little bit, right? Giving a little rebound for our legs. Observing the sensations. Maybe you can feel everything buzzing, circulating throughout your feet, your toes, your legs. And then from here we will go into our last pose today. We will need a ball for that, any type of ball. Could be some cork one or more like the spiky ones, whichever you want. And we will place the ball under, like if you have like the knee and then the sitting bone somewhere in the middle, under the hamstrings. And we will cross the other leg over and we will go into a seated twist. Yeah, so you need to check how that feels here. Maybe use a different type of ball, or if it's too intense, you can just put a little towel, a tissue, or a sock around the ball to make it softer. And then with an inhale, we can just have a little lift, and with an exhalation, gently twist. In yin twist, it's important that we don't force, right? I'm just gonna turn it around so that you see me, that we don't force. Right? We're not pulling, pushing. It's just a gentle, comfortable position. You also don't need to flex your toes. And actually you may feel that your back line is getting a release, right? So along the spine, maybe you feel something's going on. Maybe, of course, you feel it in the calf and in the hamstrings. And also just here, try to breathe in a very abundant, gentle, gracious way. The breath can really massage our fascia. And through the breath, we can release a lot of stuff that is making our nervous system alert and tense. So just softening in all ways with every exhalation. You could also just not cross the leg. And what is important here, that you don't round your back, right? So if you notice your pelvis is tilting back, you may want to have a pillow underneath your butt. I personally love to hug my knee, right? Not using the elbow because that's a bit strenuous, but maybe just hugging it a little bit. And by now you could take out the ball and just continue without. Last 2 breaths here. And then slowly we can just move back to the center. We can have a little break, leaning back again, observing the sensations. Observing maybe also in your spine. And then from here we can just go and do the other side. So this time taking again the ball under the hamstring, sort of at the middle point between the knee and the sitting bones, and crossing over the opposite way. With an inhale, a little bit lifting, and with the exhale, gently twist. But remember, we never go to the full intensity. We always stay somewhere around our 70% of the furthest edge. Find a good position for your neck. And just calmly breathe here. Noticing the sensations. Try to relax your shoulders. And then slowly you can get the ball out. These poses are very good also for lower back pains. And then let's just have the last 3 breaths here. And then slowly with an exhale, moving back to the center. Maybe it feels nice to just twist for a little realignment to the opposite side. And eventually, if you want, you can have a little wipers to loosen the hips, a bit our back. And then just slowly coming down onto our back, shaking everything out. Right, the shaking is very, very good for your fascia after long stretches, so that it's able to sort of slide back. It's not staying overstretched. And just really landing into our final Savasana, giving yourself a moment to receive all the beautiful nourishment of this practice, the energies, the activation, but also the rest and recalibration. Taking this time, this moment for you with every inhale. And softening and releasing with every exhale. Gently taking as much time as you need, as much time as you have here. And whenever you feel ready, then slowly coming up into a sitting position, whether it's now or a bit later. And always just observing, where did this practice take you, what changed? What is opening up inwardly for you to receive or to listen to? And maybe even just journaling or spending a bit more time in quiet meditation. Thank you so much for joining me today as well. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you have any question or any feedback, feel free to share and feel encouraged to share underneath the post. I will be happy to come back to you, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Yin Yoga Challenge with myofascial release techniques. Feel free to share it with your friends and family. We all need this right now. Namaste.